Okay, so welcome to my Bet Fantasy League podcast. Today we are going to have a discussion about the FPL. Game week 1 to game week 12 have been an exciting week, and we are going into game week 13. You need to know about this wild card I'm going to talk about, which will improve your game week 13 team. And if you want to get your game week 13 team improved, you need to watch this video to the end. This show is brought to you by MyBet.Africa. They are the number one betting platform in the country. If you want to bet on any EPL games, any other games, it's MyBet.Africa. And for the month of November, they are giving us 10% on every bet you place on their platform. So the moment you place a bet on their platform and you get to lose, they'll give you 10% cash back on all your losses. And I think it's amazing. We bet on other betting platforms, we don't get anything. Some other betting platforms, you even find it difficult when you win, you can't even withdraw your money. With MyBet.Africa, it's a truly Ghanaian company and you need to be part of the family. Let's go into the FPL. With game week 12 was one of the worst game week for me. One of the worst for me, because this was my lowest game week point. As you can see here, I got 29 points. 29, which is so bad. And from the start of game week 1, at least per game week, I'm getting 40, 50, 90, 80, 100. But with 29 was my lowest. And I want us to go into my team. Where did I get things wrong? So that when you're also selecting your team, you can also know that with these players, you need to be looking at them. So let's go into my team. I trusted in James Lehman from Man United because from the start of the season, he was very good and his performance was up there. But Man United against Everton, I was expecting a clean sheet. He couldn't keep a clean sheet. I got 2. Rhys James, Van Dijk, Van der Ven against Arsenal, losing by 4 goals. I got 0 there. Gakpo, I was thinking he would come into the Liverpool setup and perform so well with 2. Xhaka with 2. Brian Mbeumo, my captain, got a yellow. He also gave me 2. Rice gave me 6. João Pedro with 1. Erling Haaland with 2. And Wolbeck, the evergreen Wolbeck, gave me 8. So with my team, I got 29 points at the end of game week 12, which is very bad. So this week, going into the end of the video, I'm going to give you my team for game week 13 because I need to make changes. Why do I need to make changes? Because my Bet.Africa is giving us 500 Ghana cedis at the end of the fantasy month. So for the month of November, if you are to win, you are getting 500 Ghana cedis from my Bet.Africa. It's huge. All you need to do is join their fantasy league, make your selections, monitor your team, be on their Telegram channel, and you'll be part. To scan the QR code, join their Telegram channel, and be part and get more information on the fantasy league. To be able to join the MyBet.Africa fantasy league, the code is QBOT87. QBOT87. If you put this into the fantasy app, you get a chance to join the MyBet fantasy league. I want us to look at the team of the week. The team of the week in the fantasy league, and the team of the week, the total point was 153. Looking at this, I'm even sad because I got 29. I could have stand the chance to get 153. I would have been maybe on top of my bet manager for the November, but this time 153. The top player for the week was Eze with 20 points, 3 goals against Tottenham Hotspur. Pickford, an excellent performance against Man United, got 10. Merino got 17, Munoz got 14, Williams also got 13, Senova also got 12, we have Eze 20, Rogers 13, Barnes 15, Jules Briho 13, Trossard with 12, and Wilson with 12. I think if you are looking at this team, most managers don't have these players in their team. Maybe players with the highest managers owned will be Eze, maybe Munoz, and the likes of Pickford. Barnes, Jules Briho, Wilson are all differentials you can go out for. But these players, what shows they can perform in game week 13. So let's look at the TT Super League. It's also another league for you to also join. So with the TT Super League, it's a weekly reward of 50 Ghana cedis per week. If you are the manager for the week, you get 50 Ghana cedis for this week. So this week, our manager will go into the league table, the top 10, and now we'll look at what some managers are doing on there, who is on the top, who is also winning this week's manager of the week. So with the top 10, we have Spotless still leading with 721 total points. This week he made 47 points, but the manager with the highest point for the week was FC66, who had 75 points. And I think he was the manager of the week for TT Super League. So we are going to go into his team, look at the selections he made, and also we can pick one or two from there and also be putting them in our game week 13. So let's look at that for the week. Who is winning 50 Ghana cedis free bet on TT Super League is Kofi Owusu, that is FC66. He is our manager for the week. We'll go into his team, look at the players he picked, and maybe we can pick one or two points from there, especially preparing for game week 13. So let's go into Kofi Owusu's team here. And with his team, Raya was imposed for him. He had Ruben Diaz, who got a goal for Manchester City, Magay Munoz giving him 14, Njai giving him 3, Anderson with 9, Rogers with 15, we have Enzo Fernandez with 11, Mateta was with 1, Igor Thiago 4, and also Erling Haaland being his captain gave him 4. So with this team, he was able to amass 75 points for the TT Super League, and with that, he's our manager for the week. So Kofi Owusu, if you are watching this show, if you are watching any videos on our social media platforms, come on to our message to prove that it's you, and your reward of 50 Ghana cedis will be credited into your mindbet.africa account. So let's go into the mindbet.africa for the month of November, which managers are leading and which managers are in contention to win the 500 Ghana cedis free bet on the mindbet.africa FPL. So with the mindbet.africa November, who is leading is Vision Claire Emmanuel Banfo is leading with 201 points. On the second log is Simon Opare with 192. So the gap between them is just 7 as of now. Coming down to Armageddon Warriors is also 7, and when we come down to that is KJ is also 189. So if you are looking at the gap, anything can happen during the last game week, and that is what makes the mindbet.africa Fantasy League so exciting. These managers listed from 1 to 6 stand the chance to win 500 Ghana cedis. So if you are part of the 1 to 6, you need to watch the show. Know that yes, going into the final week of the month of November, you need to put up some selections and make sure that your team is okay to be able to win that 500 Ghana cedis. Let's look at player availability in the Fantasy League this week. There are some players who are out of injury. After the coaches press, you get to know some of the players that were out, but I've been able to bring you every details on here, so you can go on here and look at Longstaff is having a calf injury. He'll be missing out to the 28th of December. So if you have Longstaff in your team, you are looking at selling him out or benching him. Hugo Ekitike with a back injury, 75% chances of playing. So if you're having Hugo Ekitike in your team, you can put him on the bench. Gibbs White, Alisson Becker picked up an illness before their Champions League. We have Trossard also picking up an injury in the Champions League. Cunha, rumors are he will be back. It's just a head injury, 75% chances of him playing. Ghana, a red card. He'll be missing all the games till the 13th of December. We have Coleman also picked up an injury on Monday against Man United. We have Stark, Romero, and also the likes of Florian Wirtz will be missing out this week. So if you have any of these players in your team, looking at their availability date, you can either sell them or keep them in your team. Let's look at the most transferred in players. Which players are managers transferring in more? And with this, it gives you a good chance to also bring those players in. Or if you're looking at differentials, maybe sell these players out and make sure that your team is compact and your point will be different from most of the managers on there. So the most transferred in players, Igor Thiago leading with 402,045 managers have transferred him in. Eze, after scoring a hat-trick, 356,441 managers also brought him in. Munoz, being that key defensive figure, 282,596 managers have transferred him in. Timber and Rogers are the top 5 players being transferred in. So if you're looking at bringing in any player this week, these are some of the players you can bring in into your team. Players being transferred out. Gabriel picking up an injury from the press conference of Arteta today. He may miss the whole of early December, coming into the middle or ending of December. So most managers have transferred him out. The most transferred player out of the Fantasy League, 606,010 managers have transferred him out. Semenyo is the second with an injury. There's a possibility he'll be playing for Bournemouth, but before the injury, he has been poor with his form. 395 managers have transferred him out. João Pedro had good game week from the start to game week 4, and from game week 4 to game week 8, he has been on and off. So most managers are looking at selling him out. Caicedo also similar to João Pedro, and Tijani Reinders. After the first 2 game week, he has been off. He has been giving just 1 and 2 per week. So Tijani Reinders also has been transferred out. AFCON is coming up. With the AFCON coming up, you need to stake your bets on MyBet.Africa. They are giving us the highest odds when it comes to the African Cup of Nations. And looking at the African Cup of Nations in the Fantasy League, some players in the EPL will be going out to play for their countries in the AFCON. These are some of the selected players who will be leaving. If you have any of them in your team, there are two things I'm going to tell you now. It's either you're going to keep them to the start of the AFCON, where FPL will be giving out free transfers of a minimum of 4 for managers to transfer these players out and bring in new players, or you are going to make the transfers now, if you have available transfers, to now keep your team running through and the beginning of the AFCON. So some of the players going on to the AFCON which may worry their teams are: 1, Brian Mbeumo, top former at Man United. He'll be going to join the Cameroonian national team. Mohamed Salah, one of the most expensive players in the Fantasy League, will be joining the Egyptian national team. Mamouche would also be joining the Egyptian national team. Sarr would also be joining the Senegal national team. We have Njai would also be joining the Senegal team. Diouf also with the Senegal national team. Ahmad, being a key figure in that Man United team, would also be joining the Senegal national team. Emmanuel Gado would also be joining the Ivorian national team. Dango Ouattara will be going from Burkina Faso, and Edinori for Algeria. So if you have any of these players, as I said, the Fantasy League will be giving free transfers on the day of the AFCON so that you can transfer them out and bring in new players. But if you have enough transfers, let's say 4, 5, there are some selected players here you may have in your team. You can take them out, bring in new players, and now you know your team is set for the rest of December. There are some players here who don't have maybe some teams to join, but some managers owning them. But with you, if you have any of them, you can look at taking them out. Let's go into the week. People are using wildcards. People are using a lot of wildcards this week. And the most used wildcard in this Fantasy League is the triple captain and also the free hit. And explaining these two wildcards, the triple captain gives you 3 times what your captain would earn. Mostly when you captain a player, the player gets 2 times of the points they earned. So with the triple captain, people are looking at Erling Haaland being their triple captain because they are playing against Leeds. Manchester City on 25 games haven't lost against newly promoted side. So with them, the chances of Erling Haaland scoring more is very possible. So a lot of managers are looking at using triple captain. Let me know in the comment section, do you think it's the best time to use triple captain for Erling Haaland? Some are also using a free hit chip. With a free hit chip, you get to transfer some players out for this week, and next week they return back into your team. So some are using free hit to get some available players in your setup to make sure that things go on well with you. With me, with 29 points, I'm looking at, okay, if I'm using a free hit, I'm getting quality players in for this week to be able to get my points high, so that I'll be part of the MyBet 500 Ghana cedis or the TT Super League or 50 Ghana cedis bet per week. So to join any of this league with the TT Super League, the code is 7KPJIA. 7KPJIA. 50 Ghana cedis free bets per week if you are the highest manager. And with MyBet.Africa's FPL, the code is QBOT87. QBOT87. So with these 2 codes, you get a chance to also be part of this league. Stand a chance to win 50 Ghana cedis per week and 500 Ghana cedis for the month of November, December to the end of the Fantasy League. This is the amazing thing MyBet.Africa is giving us. And one thing they are telling us that there is a final prize for the final winner. All you need to do is you need to share the MyBet.Africa fantasy code with your friends. As many managers that are joining, increase the fund by 100 Ghana cedis. So as of now, there are 250 managers on the MyBet.Africa FPL. That is 2,500 at the end of the season. So if you believe in yourself that you can be the manager at the end of the season, invite a lot of people on board and let's increase the prize fund. If the prize fund gets to 1,000 managers, 20,000 managers joining, you are getting 20,000 Ghana cedis at the end of the season. So share it with your friends so that they can join. Let them also join the Telegram group so that they can get a lot of information from this FPL. Let's go into Gameweek 13, what we think some players can perform and which players you need to bring into your team. So with Gameweek 13, we are looking at Raya against Chelsea. Arsenal has one of the best defense in the Premier League, and against Chelsea, they may limit Chelsea. Arsenal hasn't considered 3 goals in a game for almost 2 years, and this will be the game Arsenal would limit Chelsea to a lot of goals. In my defensive, I'm going with a 3-back: Munoz, Mikalenko, and also O'Reilly. These are three defenders who are giving a lot of goal contribution. O'Reilly assists and goals against Leeds may happen. Mikalenko against Brentford, against Brighton, who are very bad when it comes to set pieces, can get a lot of goals. Munoz against Man United with that attacking strength and also defensive solidity. After losing in the Europa Conference League, they will go all hard on Man United. In the middle of the pitch, we have Saka against Chelsea. He has been brilliant for Arsenal. He's on penalty duties too. The likelihood, if Arsenal are getting a penalty, he'll be the one leading the line. We have Gibbs White for Nottingham Forest against Brighton. He has been on top form, scoring 3 goals in his last 3 games, and surely he will be looking at adding a 4 to break a record for himself. Kelvin Shedder is also one player against Burnley at home. Brentford will set pieces and a lot of chances. He's one of the players who scores a lot of goals for Brentford, so you can put him in your team. Rogers, the top player for Aston Villa against Wolves, the bottom team. They would like to go on more. In his last 2 games, he got 2 goals, so he'll be looking at adding more to his goals. We have Ryan Cherky, who is the differentials in here. I think against Leeds United, Manchester City will need a player who will be doing the running behind, finding all those spaces, and Ryan Cherky is the best player to go for. My captain pick, Erling Haaland. Are you going to triple captain him or not? Let us know in the comment section. And also, Igor Thiago for Brentford against Burnley. He's on penalty duties and he's a top player. He's there with Erling Haaland at the top scorers. So this week, these 2 strikers are going to get you enough goals. My Bet Africa is bringing us all these things for you to be part. So scan the QR code above and also get a chance to also register. Use the code TTPOD to be able to get a free 10 Ghana cedis. Go into their platform, bet on any game, win with them, and if you get to lose too, they are giving you cash back on your losses. That is what my Bet Africa is giving us. This weekend, I would advise you to try their bet builder option. It gives you 10 different options on just the game. So the biggest game this weekend, Chelsea against Arsenal, you have 10 different options. A Chelsea win or Arsenal win, 1.5 over 2.5, both teams to score, corners, bookings, first half win, second half win. We have Asian handicap, player to score, player special, everything. And I think with just this game, you can get up to 10 odds with my bet builder option. So join on the my Bet.Africa platform and let us know in the comment section, should we use the triple captain or we should use the free hits this weekend? And let us know in the comment section what you think a player who will get the highest point for this week. Thank you for watching the show. Like, subscribe, and also comment so that we can give you more information on this season's FPL. Thank you for joining the show.